Welcome back to Bear Download. Brad Biggs with Rich Campbell here at Lucas Oil Stadium after the Bears' 23-11 victory over the Colts, improving to 2-0 in preseason. The Bears have not been scored upon in the second half of two preseason games. The offense, first-team offense gets 3 field goal drives led by Jay Cutler, 89, 69 yards. I thought they looked better than they did a week ago, and that's what you're looking for at this time of year.
Well, Matt Forte, being in the game certainly helped. 8 carries for 24 yards, not a great average, but you see the commitment to the run. You saw Adam Gase trying to at least get a feel for his guys, what they're going to try to do during the regular season, and they were able to move the ball a little bit. They couldn't punch it in, had some negative plays, particularly on the offensive line. Jermon Bushrod after the game talked about a couple missed blocks or penalties that push you back out. They'll obviously try to clean those up, but a little bit of progress from a week ago against the Dolphins.
Yeah, I've got real concerns about the wide receiver position right now until Alshon Jeffrey gets on the field, and then I think you probably have some questions. But overall, Cutler was solid, and they moved the ball on the Colts on the road. So I think the arrow was pointing up coming out of this game for the offense.
Right. I think you still are looking in for the regular season for them to be a little bit more multidimensional in the passing game. Still a lot of short throws, a lot of quick throws. Protection wasn't always great. They still weren't able to stretch coverages or anything consistently, and that'll come with more game planning, I think. And obviously there are questions about the personnel on that side, and they're just going to have to answer those.
Yeah, hot start by the first-team defense. Looked pretty good, maybe with the exception of just one play where they hit a big ball deep down the middle of the field to T.Y. Hilton, who got loose behind Kyle Fuller, and then Fuller gets hit with a taunting penalty on top of it. Ended up being, 60 yards for the Colts total.
Yeah, the first 2 series for Andrew Luck and company, 14 total yards. Can you imagine a Bears defense putting up those kind of good numbers? I mean, that's a real step in the right direction. And so I think that's why you saw a lot of smiles in the locker room afterwards. The coaches emphasized this week starting fast, and they did. Pernell McPhee, a big impact on the game early on, had the sack, another hit on Luck. Jared Allen, Jarvis Jenkins, they were knocking Luck around. And you see those guys, when you can get pressure without blitzing, just rushing for and stay within the defense, you can disrupt the game.
And when you've got more than one guy getting to the quarterback, I think that because if you just got one guy getting there, they can game plan for that. When you got multiple people getting there, I think you're really having some success. And then I think when we look at the 2s and the 3s, the guy that really stood out tonight was the 4th-round draft pick, Jeremy Langford, 80 yards rushing, big 46-yard run. He broke off, and then he must have run 20 yards to score on a 2-yard touchdown where he starts left, scampers all the way back right and scores, but showed a lot of athletic ability.
Yeah, hasn't put the ball on the ground. That's a big thing, and I think he probably would have scored on the long touchdown run if he were able to keep his balance, so he'll be disappointed with that when he looks at it again, but you're looking for promise from this draft class, and I know it's something you want to get into in Sunday's paper, and you look at this team and building blocks. That's a place you got to start. You don't know what's going to happen with Matt Forte after this year and with the Bears, and so can Langford get this valuable game experience right now and show you that he's got that speed, the awareness, the agility in the open field, and tonight we saw that.
Well, and another place for people to keep an eye on Langford, he's got a background in defense as well at Michigan State. He was a defensive back, so he should have a pretty big role on special teams for the Bears when the regular season starts.
I believe he's playing all 4 teams right now, so it's a good sign that he's going to be involved, getting acclimated to the speed of the game, even if he doesn't feature on offense.
Big week coming up. Week 3 of the preseason is always the biggest. It's the dress rehearsal for the regular season. The Bears will be at Cincinnati next Saturday night. Stay with us at ChicagoTribune.com all week for more coverage.